Hello, welcome to episode 12 of the weekly Purl and Jane design vlogs. If you're watching this on Monday when I upload it to Instagram, happy Easter! I hope you had a lovely Easter, whatever you did. I hope you managed to get a few soothing stitches in. And I was saying, knit one row, eat one chocolate, knit one row, eat one chocolate. Chocolate gives you the energy to knit one row, cancels out. So you need the energy to carry on knitting or crocheting or whatever it is that you're doing. And if you weren't eating chocolate, maybe you're eating an olive or some carrots or something delicious, whatever it is that you enjoy. I hope you are enjoying it over the Easter weekend and still are, whatever day it is. I hope you're doing a little bit of something that brings you joy today. So where are we up to? Last week it was a crazy week. This week was no different. It's been crazy. So I was writing the pattern to that new design, and I was saying about juggling everything, still juggling, and didn't realise that I had already written the pattern for this. I just saved it somewhere else on my computer. And so yesterday I was like, well, not yesterday, Saturday, I was like, I'm sure I've done this before. And so I had a little search and I was like, yes, I had written it before. Luckily, not that different. I decided to put a different size into the one that I decided to do this time. But instead, I included all of them. So the front is done. I just kept getting interrupted, which, like I said, I don't mind. It just means it takes me a while to write the pattern. So yeah, so I write and design the patterns in the Skipton studio, or the LYS, a local yarn shop. So it means people come in and I get interrupted when writing patterns, which I don't mind. I love chatting people. I chatted to a lot of people on Saturday, which was lovely, and shared a lot of joy, a lot of stitching joy. But it does mean that I can't sit down, and then when there comes, I can't sit down and finish the pattern. It does also mean when there come across little, what I like to call hiccups, tricky moments, I need to immerse myself in those. So they have to be at a different time. So there's a few tricky moments that I need to immerse myself in to continue finishing this one. But we're nearly there. We're one step closer. Then, because there's been lots of lovely people popping into the studio, that's my only knitting time. So when there isn't anyone in the studio, I'm sitting down at my computer doing admin or writing patterns, all that kind of computer work, boring blah 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 stuff. Well, writing patterns isn't boring. I find that really exciting. So when people come in, it means that I can knit. So I have been knitting this, which is another new design, and it's a bigger version of this. So I managed to get this much done. I've only got a few more rows to do, and then I can cast off. So that's very exciting. And it sort of leads me on to sizing. So this is the first size, and as you can see, nice and fitted on the dummy. And this is going to be the third size. So this is going to be a little bit more oversized for the dummy. Sizing, I probably should do a different video for that, because it involves a lot. It involves a lot. So I talk to everyone when they come in to the studio, and I help them with their patterns. I like doing that. When you come in to choose one of my patterns, you can try on a garment. So there's always a garment here to try on and to see whether that fits you. And what I say to people is, they'll usually say, I'm a size whatever. Let's use the example of size 14. And I'll say, what are your actual measurements? What are your actual bust measurements? And they don't know. And I'm the same. I don't know. I'd have to measure myself again. The other thing that we don't know is what are, and when I say we, not everyone, but the majority of people don't know, is the actual measurements of the garments they are wearing. So you can have, for sake of argument, a 40-inch bust. That doesn't mean to say the garments you are wearing are 40 inches. Some garments could be 40 inches, but that means that they will be really fitted. And then if you want something, so this is a drop shoulder, this one here. So if you think where your bust measurement would come in inches, I'm doing inches because our bust measurements are always inches. But then, so I should learn centimeters really, but I'm still back in inches for bust measurements. So I'm not 100% sure how many centimeters that is. I would say that's about 10 centimeters. Oh, 4 inches. So that's just there. So if you think overall, that measurement is going to be, for sake of argument, 28 inches, 8 to 12 inches bigger than your bust size. So that's going to come up about, again, for sake of argument, 50 inches. And if you're at a bust size of 40 inches, you're going to look at that and go, oh my God, that's so huge. But then I get you to try on the garment and it fits. And so that's one of the things when picking a garment, is knowing the size, or picking the garment to knit, is knowing the size of a similar shaped garment. So if you wanted something that fitted you, then you would look at the actual measurement of something that fits you in your wardrobe. And if you want something a bit loose, you look at that actual measurement. So for example, this is the first size, and I could wear this and this would be fitted on me. And then this is a third size and this will be loose fitted on me. So it's just trying to look to see. I've been very basic and throwing out figures and things like that, which won't apply to everyone. But it's giving you the idea that when you're looking at sizes, when you're picking your garment size, you might be surprised at what looks good, for sake of argument. That just because you might be with a certain bust size, and I'm saying bust, and anyone can be watching this, chest, I should say chest. And by now, everyone that is a chest and not a bust has probably switched off, and I should re-record this. So I do mean bust or chest. I'm just talking about myself. But yes, if you have a chest, it's the same principle. So yeah, I'm just throwing around figures, but hopefully that will start and making sense, and maybe even get you to look at the actual measurement sizes, and it would really help then for picking the right size for you. So all that time and effort going into knitting means that you will get a garment that you want. So whether that is fitted or whether that is a loose fitting one, it's going to be right for you. Okay, so that's my little thing for this week. I just said that because I've had lots of people come into the studio chatting about that. I might do questions of the week. What's the most common questions asked when people come into the studio? And that might be a fun thing to do. I am going to cast on something new. I've nearly finished this. It's not quite finished, but I'm going to cast on something new. So we'll see how far I get with that. It's with some of the new yarns. I just popped into Purl Jane this week. So we'll see next week how far I get.